Hello guys and welcome to our brand new video. Today I'm here with Overlord Season 4 episode number 6 reaction. Okay, the previous episode. Ainz has gone with Shaltier and Aura. With together with them, he has gone started on a journey towards the Dwarven Kingdom, and to find out more about the runic technology and stuff related to that, and negotiate with them and come to like a alliance or something like that. And it's so funny how one of the reasons why he actually hurried to go away is because of the whole vassal state thing. He's like he was like, all right, you know what, I'm getting I'm getting into these complicated situations. Let me just let Albedo and Demiurge handle this while I go and do my other job. Just because he didn't want to deal with the whole vassal state thing. Well, obviously Albedo and Demiurge, they are just thinking of way different things about how these are all according to Ainz's plan, and how he is so intelligent and so amazing. Stuff like that, like a typical Albedo and Demiurge. While obviously Ainz is like, oh thank god, I got out of that situation. But obviously here he also has a job. He has to go and the whole runic technology and all that. He needs to figure that out. So he has started his journey. Shaltier and Aura is there with him, and Aura and Shaltier had like a brief conversations now and then. And Aura kind of told Shaltier how to look at Ainz and learn what he's doing, and not only just write it down, but try to imagine yourself in those situations and learn about it more. And Shaltier is keeping an eye on Ainz, what he's doing and all that. And while all of this was happening, we meet a dwarf named Gondo Firebeard. He was here, and he I don't know, he probably came from his village. And we get a lot of information for him. First of all, the whole thing with the runic technology, how runes are the technology that they used before, but now after magic has come, they don't do it because magic is a lot more simpler. But at the same time, Ainz knows that runic technology is very cheap, which is going to help them make tier 9 or 10 magic quite easily with very cheap resources. So that's why Ainz wants to get his hands on that. So he hires Gondo, and Gondo also wants to continue the runic technology, make stuff with that technology and all that. So Ainz hires him, and then we suddenly get attacked by a few Guago, I think that's what they were called. And we get to know Shaltier kind of captures all of them and easily, and we get to know that how they're going to attack the Dwarven Kingdom. And I'm pretty sure Ainz is going to go and help them out and make an alliance or something like that after that. So yeah, let's see what happens today. This is episode number 6, so yeah, let us begin. All right, I'll be putting the subtitles on the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. All right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. This is a Dwarven King. Okay. Here we go. Oh. This is a Dwarven King or something. Probably not. It's probably a captain of an army or something. Oh my god, look at them. Nice. Oh, but too many of them. Oh, you saw. Oh, there's a different colored ones. I remember from the previous episode, they said something like the colored ones are stronger or something. Oh boy, you just jinxed it. Okay. What is that? They're like, what? Oh boy. Yeah, I guess you could say, yeah, obviously Ainz falls in the category of undead, but I think the actual specifications of his is like an elder lich, I think, as far as I can remember. Yeah, something like that. These are the quaggas. All right, that was the dwarf Gondo. Look, I've been seeing the opening, but there's so many characters who don't we don't know anything about, and as we're getting introduced to them, like this is the Warrior King. This is Shaltier fighting the quaggas. This has still not come. I'm guessing we're going to, like, in the climax of the season, we'll have her. I'm curious about what's up with Brain and Cocytus. Like, are they going to fight or something? Like, what? Okay, let's go. There you go. What's up with that aura? There you go. It's a general. Yep. Abandoning. Yeah. Maybe we'll come to an agreement. Yep. Regency Council. Yeah, but time's ticking, you know. Oh boy. All right, he's taking decision himself. What the hell is up with that aura that we can see behind eyes? Minerals. Hmm. Oh boy. Ah. Well, you're gonna get a surprise. Oh. Well. Oh boy. They're gonna get a. Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Oh, is that a Death Knight? Oh my god. Imagine seeing that in front of you. You think that's a dwarf? You think that's a dwarf? Oh, they have not still seen it. Okay, there you go. I'm like, what are they saying? Definitely not a dwarf, you know. Oh my god. Yo! Yo! What? Okay, well, if you think that's a dwarf, I guess. Oh my god, yo! They're just standing there. Run! Damn! Oh boy, he's gonna get one-shotted. Oh, he also fell. Oh no, 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 there you go. I feel like the Death Knights could probably climb back up or something. Oh my god! Can they climb back up? I don't know. Golem. Yeah. All right. Ignorance is bliss. Oh my god. Okay. Good, like good decision making from his part. He was able to quickly understand what's happening and cut down the bridge. Hmm. Yeah. Wait, what happened? What was that about? Oh. Yeah, they fell down. Like I said, that was good decision on his part. Oh my god. Hey, he's misunderstanding the situation. Okay. Wait a minute. For a moment, I thought that was Fleur. This guy. Hmm. All right. Secretary General. Okay. Yes. Hmm. Vegetables and food. Is he not going to talk about the rune technology? Okay. All right. Hmm. Yeah. Postmaster. Yeah. True. Future. Yeah, we can help you out, but hmm. Hmm. Oh, he's like, yeah, let's just go and attack. Oh, and that as well. Okay. Impossible. Why? Hyper. Dragon. Oh, interesting. Haha. Well. Oh my gosh, Shelter's pissed off. Yeah. He's going to talk about the rune technology. True. True. Ah, wow, that's a really good statement. Ooh, here we go. What's he? Oh my god. Yeah. What? Yeah, that's a big deal. We're bringing your capital back, royal capital, like, obviously. Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow? Hmm. Boy. Well, evil. Wait. What? Okay. Oh my god, these people. Yeah, and he's also going to bring back the capital for you guys, so there you go. Nice. Hmm. No, I think that's okay. Yeah. That'll be fine, I think. Yeah, they'll be in an alliance. They can do that. Like Hero Hero-san. Oh, Hero Hero. I think Hero Hero means in Japanese means like it's very tired or something. Like, gone. Oh, really? He's a dwarf. Oh, he's here. Oh, well. Oh, hey, that's gonna work. He was going to do his signature silence. Okay, so these are all the runesmiths. Come to my place. Oh boy, there'll be a lot of commotion here. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's made with runes, yeah. Damn. Alright, calm down, Shaltier. Yeah, he did it. He did it. Oh, 6 rune. Oh, yeah, okay. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Like the fact that these people are still doing the rune crafting kind of shows their passion in this. Because they said like it's already dying down, but they're still presentation done. Okay, I'll talk about it later. Yeah, they're already passionate enough. We already know. Because they're doing this still. Even though it's dying. This whole thing is dying. Hmm. Yeah, that's. Oh boy. Yep, you can start over. Yeah. Yep. Well, to bring back the. Ah, that'll be a fun little expedition, you know? Especially fun for the Quaguas. Oh, who? Oh, it's Gondo. Hmm. Okay. Understandable. That's true, you know, like they're not going to do the like all runesmiths are going to go away. So what are they going to do with the book? Yeah. Whoa. Oh boy. Okay, will Ainz realize that the detonator just fell down? Hmm. Oh no. Oh no. This is bad. Oh, okay. Ah. Okay, Aura might be able to actually realize what's happening. Oh no. You. Wow, this is so funny. Oh my god, here we go. Come on. Or I was probably going to say like, oh, the Death Knights probably fell down. Oh, lava. Yeah, fine. Ah, fine. But he will. Yeah, debuff resist or something like that. Poison resist. Nice. Okay. Oh yeah, there's a dragon. Okay. Oh, okay. This happened in season one. They okay. Yeah, but it yeah. Oh boy. Then Clementine happened. Boy, the misunderstanding in this episode was also kind of like Ines is like, okay, someone probably took down my Death Knights, but what actually happened is that they just fell to their death, and Ines is like, oh, okay, so there must be someone really powerful in their group. So yeah, but if you think about it, I guess that was a good decision that Quagga took at that moment. Quick thinking. He was like, "Oh, let's just break the bridge. Like they'll fall to their death." And yeah, like he used the environment in his advantage and was able to defeat a powerful enemy. Okay, that's it. All right. So this episode, we are still in like the situation in the whole dwarven city. We get accustomed, we can get more acquainted with it. We get to see how the people in the dwarven city, they are fighting against the Kuagwa, and they're like making like a siege type of a thing, and they're just trying to defend themselves and all. And the Quagga are attacking, and they're protecting themselves, but obviously it wouldn't last long. They themselves can understand that. And the Quagga was actually becoming like a big threat to them, especially because of the bridge and everything. Like they're able to cross the chasm, or whatever it's called. So while all of this was happening, yeah, Ainz comes with his people, and asks for an audition with like these people. And yeah, okay, so here we begin the whole process. That guy, the general, the captain general, or whatever he was, he comes in, and he sees Ainz, and obviously the fact that he himself, being the leader of the army or whatever, he came personally to meet Ainz, kind of shows how what big deal that whole situation was. It's a very dangerous situation, and they themselves are probably at their last straw. So now Ice also catches on that, and Ice is like, oh, like you coming yourself over here kind of shows that that yeah, something's going on. So I have come here to establish a friendly relationship with you guys, and yeah, and I also want the best for you, because yeah, I have some business with you guys. So your kingdom falling, destroying, getting completely destroyed is also problematic for me. So what do you think about this? I'll help you out, you help me out. And yeah, obviously at the beginning, the general was like, oh, but we'll have to ask the higher ups, this and that. And I was just like, you think this is the time to actually do all of those things? Like you're getting attacked, you need to make a quick decision. And he also realizes the severity of the situation, and he's like, all right, fine, come in. And okay, now we see the Quaggas. They are They suddenly see the door opening and they're like, oh, they're surrendering. That's great. Let's go and attack them. And as soon as they try to get in, once hands get chopped off. And I love the fact how the they are like, it's so crazy that Death Knights are such like, like an alien type of a concept, that these monsters also don't know what a Death Knight is. They're like, oh, what is that? Is that a big dwarf, is that a like a big dwarf? That's what's happening. Like they don't know what Death Knights are. So that's quite but you know what, yeah, I guess, yeah, like I said, like, Death Knights in itself is a very foreign concept. Very few people know about Death Knights because they are such strong creatures, and especially people who are like, like people and monsters who, like this, like, like just a very low power level. They probably have never even got to see a Death Knight before or something. Very few people probably know about Death Knights. That's why, like these creatures were like, oh, I don't know what that is. And like, this is the thing, like information is such a big, you could say, like, asset. We get to realize that after watching what happened here. These Quaggas, they didn't realize what Death Knights are. That's why they rushed against, like, towards them and tried to attack it, and if they knew what Death Knights actually are, they would have probably run then and there. And they could have, like, actually, like, decreased the casualty a lot. But at the same time, if they ran, they probably wouldn't be able to survive, because the Death Knight would catch them ultimately and defeat them. So them being ignorant about Death Knights was also a blessing in disguise, because that actually gave them courage. And this leader, like, Kuagwa, he decided to destroy the bridge, and, like, was able to kind of defeat the Death Knight, who is kind of impossible to defeat in a normal battle. So it's kind of like another blessing and a curse at the same time. Like this, like, ignorance in itself. It's a curse because you don't know what a certain thing is, and you'll act ignorantly in front of it. And it's blessing because of the fact that if something is way beyond something you can even imagine, being ignorant about it will help you in a lot of ways. Like here, being ignorant about the power level of the Death Knights actually gave them courage to actually go and fight against it. Imagine what would have happened if they knew what a Death Knight is and what they're capable of. As soon as they would see it, they would run and eventually get killed off, because the Death Knight would come and catch them and just attack them. Being ignorant gave them that little courage that this little Quagga was able to gather and destroy the bridge, and ultimately was able to defeat the Death Knight. So it's kind of interesting. I just thought about it. Like, it's such an interesting way that ignorance can act, like, and it can both act as a curse and a blessing. But yeah, enough about that. So yeah, this everyone, they're like, oh, what is that, a big dwarf or something? And as soon as they saw them getting, like, killed one by one, they started running back. Man, this Quagga, the leader, he was like, oh my god, this is bad, what should we do? And he decides to destroy the bridge, and everyone tries to cut off the bridge. They cannot, and he jumps towards the Quagga and just cuts the bridge off. And the Death Knights fall. Now I was wondering whether the Death Knights would actually, like, be able to climb up or something, but turns out that was it for them. They probably fell down. Either they died or they are just stuck underneath and won't be able to come out. Either of it. So there you go. He was able to defeat a Death Knight, which is kind of crazy, like, however method he used to do that, he did it. He used his environment to his advantage. I don't think I've seen any character in this show defeat a Death Knight before, except this Quagga. Like, damn, like, well played. Oh boy. Now in the after, like, kind of killing them, this Quagga was like, oh, it must be a goal. It must be a golem. The dwarves have, like, tamed golems, like, and they're like, all right, we cannot do anything now. The bridge has been cut off. Let's just retreat. And and he says, like, okay, we should actually inform the leader. What was the name of the leader? Lord Ryudo. Ryudo. Okay, that's his name. So yeah, he's like, oh, let's go and tell this to Lord Ryudo. Now, in the Dwarven Kingdom, obviously they saw, like, like what happened, and they also know that this is not the end. They're going to get attacked again. So here, Ainz, for a moment, Ainz was like, what? And that guy was like, that he was like, what happened? Like, did we do something to offend you? And he's like, oh no, it's nothing. He realized that the Death Knights have died. And obviously, like, if you suddenly get to see, like, the life, like, the signal or whatever, it's gone, you'll think that, oh, someone probably killed him, Ainz didn't realize that it's not that someone killed the Death Knights, it's just that they used the bridge to destroy the bridge, so that the Death Knight just fell down, and that's how they got rid of him. So yeah, there you go. Now Ainz thinks that there's some crazy person here in the Kuagwas tribe that killed the Death Knights, and he's like, this is kind of concerning, like, we need to actually go serious with this, like, because like and he's thinking of stuff like, oh, maybe we have actually found the person who hypnotized Shaltir and all that. Like, he's like thinking of all of these things, while the actual truth is nothing like that. It's just like, bad luck, I guess you could say, that the Death Knights fell down. In comes another dwarf, and they're like, all right, come to our, like, inside, like, we have the people here, they're going to talk, and we're going to come to a decision as to which we should do. Now he introduces himself as the leader of the sorcerer, the king of the sorcerer kingdom, Ainz Ulgon, and we see a lot of dwarfs. They're like different dwarfs being different, like, like leaders of different not factions, but different things. For example, there was like a governor of the caves and mines, people like this who are like under who are like the leader of a certain thing. Now everyone's there, it's kind of like a board of directors or something like that, I guess. They're all sitting down there, and Ainz is like, all right, you know what, let me come to the point. I'm going to help you out, and they're like, so what do you want in exchange? Now he says, first, I want mineral ores. My kingdom lacks a good source of them. We also desire equipment. I've heard that dwarven equipment is very high quality. There you go. Okay, now the Forge Master was a little bit not happy about a lot of things, He's like, like, we cannot just give an immediate response and all that. Okay, where is that? He's like, we dealt with the Quagga for now, but obviously they're going to come back, and you guys are pretty screwed. So and he's like, okay, we can go to the Fio Berkana. That's where the nests are. Okay, he's like, we can go there and we can reclaim the old dwarven capital for you. Now obviously, after, like, saying such a big thing, now there was a lot of, like, questions that popped up from here. First of all, the dwarves were like, number one, they were like, how is it possible? It's impossible. Like, there's like a lot of place you have to go through, dangerous places. Then obviously after reaching there, you have to fight and all. This is impossible. The first, like, thing that pops up, the question that pops up, will it be possible? Number two, why are you doing this? Like, obviously we're not that, like, foolish to think that this is, like, all that you want is a little bit of ore and like goods from our country. I'm pretty sure there's a bigger agenda underneath all of this. So what is that it actually want? And these questions pop up. Obviously the Forge Master was pissed off. Oh, and they also bring up the Frost Dragon as well. And obviously after talking about the dragon, Ainz's curiosity got even bigger. He's like, all right, you know what? Yeah, we have to do this, because he's interested in, like, seeing all of these things. Now, Ainz is like, I will be able to reclaim the capital, no problem, like, and there you go. The Forge Master, he's like, he's like, yeah, the second point that comes out of here, why are you doing this for us, you know? He says like, why would you help us with to that extent? What do you want? And everyone's like, calm down, dude. And he's like, it's like a complete stranger offering you some delicious booze. There's gotta be some kind of ulterior motive. I love how they compare everything with just, you know, booze. And Einstein's like, yeah, fair enough. You know, you have every reason to actually suspect me. So he says like, first, I'd rather have friendly. Like, I love the way he kind of like, you know, just like, what can I say? Like, you know, like he actually constructs the conversation, the points that he has, like, you know, like to actually say here. He actually very beautifully, like, you know, like one after the other kind of gives an answer. And the way Einstein actually handles it here shows us how he is actually an office worker, you know, like, and his and he, like, and as he said in the end, like, oh, this was like a presentation and thank God I was able to do this. Like, he's on point with the stuff, you know, and I love the way he explained the situation here. There's a few points that he brings up which I was like, oh damn, if I think about it, he's correct, you know. Now the first point that he brings up is, I'd rather have friendly relations with a race that has concept of trade and more common sense than the Quagga. Fair enough, you know, like the Quagga, if you go to them and you'll be like, you know what, you give me this, I'll give you that, obviously they'll not do anything. They'll probably just attack you. You know, they won't listen to anything like that. They won't trade with you. So there you go. That's number one. The second point he brings up is very interesting. I was quite impressed with that point. He says, I also know that the losing side is always more grateful for help than the winning side, which is so true. You know, like, it's so true. And he's on point with it. And obviously, like, you know, the dwarfs cannot say anything because it is actually true. They are losing now. And they obviously are willing to like, you know, like cooperate more than the side that is winning. If you go to the Quagga and you're like, oh, you know what, I'll help you guys out and get the dwarven kingdom for you or something like that, like, you know, like protect your place or whatever, obviously they'll be like, no, why should we listen to you? We are, like, you know, good enough on our own, like, you know, we don't need your help. That'll be just it. That'll be the end of negotiation. So yeah, what Einstein says is true. The losing side will always offer more than the winning side, and they'll be more grateful, obviously. And the second reason, obviously the biggest one, is that you have something I want for my services. And here he brings up the whole rune smithing, that thing. Here we go. I want to invite all of the runesmiths of your country to my own kingdom. And if the forge master was like, oh, you're going to turn them into slaves or something, you know, like. And he's like, obviously not. I want their help. Okay, now one of the dwarfs says something which was like, he says like, how about getting exclusive first access to the purchase of any rune crafted items instead? I'm guessing this guy's a merchant or something, probably something like that. I don't remember what he was. It's probably something like that. Because the first thing that he says, even in a like national emergencies, he's like, "Oh, let us like, you know, give us the exclusivity of the first item that you, like, you know, craft." Like, he's all from business perspective, you know. And Einstein's like, "What are you saying? Obviously not. Why would I do that?" Like, it's like, no, that's not enough benefit for me. I want to become the exclusive producer of rune technology. There you go. Like, yeah, fair enough, you know, like, you guys don't want your runesmiths with you, you know, like, you are not doing anything to, like, you know, you know, like, increase their, like, you know, giving them funding and doing, like, you know, rune technology has been completely getting destroyed here, you know, you're not doing anything with it. And now that I'm going to take it with me, and if I am able to accomplish something with me, you're going to, like, you know, like, put your hands on that, like, you know, like, that's not fair, you know, you like, obviously, like, what are you saying? It's as if, like, you know, like, that someone had something, they're not using it, and you're like, oh, I'm going to buy this from you, and the other person is like, oh, like, you know, if you are able to do something good with it, you know, give me the first exclusive item that you, something like that. Like, obviously not. Like, what are you saying? Like, I'm crazy or something. And obviously this is a negotiation, and like, you guys are offering me something, I'm offering you something in exchange. Like there's no extra like conditions and terms and conditions that Eins will listen to here, obviously. And not only that, Eins is going to bring back the royal capital. Like, what are you saying? Like, obviously, like that's, I'm pretty sure that's fair enough trade, and that's a very like like equal trade, I feel like. Okay, now one of them was like, oh, maybe I will give our answer tomorrow. And the other guy was like, what the hell are you saying? We're in war with the Quagga. Like, not tomorrow. I'll give you, like, he's like, we'll talk about it and we'll give you your answers just after a few hours. And he's like, can you please, like, just sit down in the neighboring room? And I love how everyone's just like, when he leaves, everyone's just sitting down and like when they breathe a sigh, and they're like, what the hell was that? And everyone's freaking out, they're like, oh, it's a monster, this and that. And even the Forge Master was freaked out. And I love the fact that they actually bring up the whole boost thing. Like one of them is like, he's definitely evil. And I love one of the dwarves, he's like, he can't drink alcohol with a body like that. And the Forge Master is like, a guy who can't drink isn't trustworthy. As far as I can remember, Ice drank before, didn't he? I think, yeah, he did. I think in season 1 or 2, somewhere, I remember him drinking, and like like alcohol not working on him because of his like anti-debuff or whatever the thing he has, that calms him down and all, that automatically got activated, and he wasn't able to get drunk or something like that. I think something like that happened, or was that in another anime? Oh, that was either that happened in the, like Overlord, or it happened in some other anime. I remember Slime also had that same thing where Rimuru used to drink wine, like alcohol, but the detox effect or whatever used to completely take out the alcohol's effectiveness, and he wouldn't get drunk however he drank. I think the same thing happened here as well. I don't remember. I think Ainz also drunk and yeah, tried to see if he was going to yeah, and it didn't work or something like that. Anyways, and and they're like all like arguing about it, and the red-haired dwarf, I don't remember his name, he's like, you know what, no, like we need his help, like and he's going to bring us our kingdom, so there you go, like it's a good like good trade. And they give him the answer. They're like, all right, fine, like we agree to your terms, also we're going to give you all the runesmiths. Oh, another thing, they bring up another point. They're like, okay, you know what, we are going to do that, we're going to give you our runesmiths, but we are going to actually make a few people of our team, of our kingdom, go with you guys, so that they can keep an eye on the people there, and so that they are not being abused or exploited, something like that. And Einstein is like, yeah, fine, I don't have any problem with it, because obviously Einstein is not going to exploit them. He just wants their help with the rune technology and all that. So obviously I'm pretty sure they will probably live even better than they were in the Dwarven Kingdom. They'll probably get like a high paying salary or something, like, and they'll have like a good good schedule of they'll probably get holidays and everything. They probably can take vacations and all that. And this is Ainz. Ainz is a person from the real world, and like in this world, we have a lot of laws, with the labor standards and all that, and he probably is going to like he says, labor standards often fail to protect laborers. So, but I don't plan on creating people like Hero-san in my kingdom. There you go. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to make people like that. And that's why I said, maybe the dwarves, after going with Ainz, will probably have a better life than they ever had in the Dwarven Kingdom. And everyone will be like, oh, Ainz's kingdom is so great, and maybe something like that will happen. Who knows? But yeah, now one thing he says here is kind of interesting. He says that I don't want to plan to create people like Hero-san in my kingdom. Now obviously Hero-san is one of the supreme ones. I remember that. But I realized one thing after reading this line over here. hero, as far as I remember, in Japanese means like very tired or very much, like yeah, very much tired, or they cannot do anything more because they're already so tired. Like hero, after doing something they're like all hero, like something like that. They're so tired that they cannot do anything, they cannot lift a finger, that type of a thing I think hero means. So his name is so interesting, that would probably mean this guy, this hero-san, was probably like a office worker who was being exploited. Those in Japanese we get to know about those black companies, or I think that's what they call them, which exploits their workers and don't pay them overtime and just exploits them. I think you call those type of company as black companies. I think, as far as I can guess from this statement, that means Hero-san was probably an employee of one of those companies, wasn't he? Otherwise, why would he name himself as Hero-san? That extremely tired. And I'm saying this statement as well kind of denotes that. He says I don't plan to create more people like Hero-san in my kingdom, which technically means yeah, he doesn't want to exploit his people. So that would mean Hero-san was actually probably from a company which exploited him and was probably all the time very tired and everything, and he probably played games to de-stress or something like that. So yeah, I think so. I think that's what I gather from this, but yeah, I might be wrong. Anyways, now obviously all the runesmiths are here in one place, and Gondo is there as well, and everyone's like, what's happening here? Are we getting booze or something? I love how everyone's just all the time booze. And Ainz comes in and everyone's like, whoa, who the hell is this? I love how Ainz in the beginning was he was going to do the whole silence everyone, and then he tried to do it, but Shaltier is everyone stop, and just brings out the booze bottle, and everyone just stops talking, looking at the booze. Oh god. And Ainz is like, okay, yeah, I didn't need to do my signature thing. And he starts with the explanation. Now first of all, he gives them the whole situation, tells them this is happening, I made a deal with your kingdom, you guys are going to come to my place and to develop new techniques, and where is that, to imbue items with magic through runecraft, all that stuff he says. And one of them obviously says why us and why runecraft? It's already being it's like a lost, it's a thing that's already in decline. And he says, here we go, to be honest, it's a craft that's already on the decline in our country. And Ainz brings out the sword with a lot of runes on it, 12 or something. And everyone's freaking out. They're like, oh my god, what is that? Let's go. Can I touch it? And this shows so much how these people are so much passionate about rune technology, because first of all, they themselves know that rune technology is dying, and they are still continuing rune technology. They have not given up their passion, which in itself shows how passionate they are. All those people that are here, they consider themselves as runesmiths, even though their kingdom has actually given up on runesmithing. That in itself shows us how much passionate they are. And obviously seeing that sword, they're freaked out. They're like, oh my god, what is that? That shows how much passionate they are. As soon as they see something so crazy, has 12 rune inscriptions on it, which is kind of impossible to do, the curiosity gets piqued, and they're like, oh my god, I need to look at that, I need to touch at that, what is that thing? And that shows that passion in it. Now I love how at this moment Ainz was able to do the whole silence, that thing. I love the fact that he actually did it completely the way he actually practiced. You remember in season 2, or was it season 1? I think it was 2, or it was season 3. He, in his room, he used to do the whole thing of silence, such noise, I demand silence. The first he did like this, and then he did like this, and his cape used to kind of flutter. He does the same thing here. So he he actually did the thing that he was practicing. And oh my god, look at Shaltier here. Look at her just looking at eyes. She's like, oh my god, this is so cool. uh, dwarves are just like wide mouth, just looking at eyes. I cannot. This part was so funny. Oh boy. Now, anyways, Einstein's like, all right, let me continue. And now he says, like, okay, where's that part? I need to read this section. Is it possible to engrave 20 runes on an item like this sword? And one of the dwarfs says, like, it's impossible. There are 6 runes that were engraved on the Dwarven King's hammer. Okay, during the great age of runecrafting 200 years ago, but that is the most that has ever been done. Okay, so this must be a weapon created during lost technology. Okay, so there you go. So basically, this amount of runesmithing technology has still not come, and the maximum they were able to do at the peak is 6, and this is like a 20. So obviously, this is something that has been created by one of the players, which is one of the supreme ones, I'm guessing, like Einstein's friend, I'm guessing, and since he was a player, he was able to probably max out his runesmithing skill or something, and that's how he was able to make this. And which is kind of impossible for NPCs in this world to do it, like maxing out their runesmithing ability is kind of impossible for an NPC, I think. But together, all of them at the same place, they might be able to do something, and that's why Einstein is gathering all these people, and Einstein wants to reach that level of runesmithing, which is like when people will be able to engrave like 20 runes in one weapon. That's what he wants to reach to. And he says that okay, so this must be something that has been lost technology. One of my friends made it, who is not here in this world anymore, and everyone's like, oh, that's such a shame. Like, obviously, again, this shows how these people are passionate, because as soon as they realize that the person who made this is not in this world anymore, they immediately become sad. They are like, yeah, it's such a shame that such a great person is not here in this world anymore. Maybe we could have been able to learn something so much from that person, and it's impossible now. And Ice himself knows that, I'm pretty sure that it's impossible to reach this level of runesmithing technology, because in one lifetime, because these people, they're NPCs, normal people from this world, while the person who made it for him was an actual player who probably maxed out his runesmithing skill. So with so many people, he might be able to accomplish something, not in one lifetime. Einstein and his people are immortal. They'll live for a long time. These people won't be able to live. They're dwarves, they're human beings, they'll die sooner or later. But maybe their children, maybe they can actually carry this on forward, and like that, little by little, maybe one day will come when everyone together with their effort, through multiple generations, will be able to reach a level where they're able to the runesmithing will come to a level where they'll be able to inscribe like 20 runes in one item or something. I'm guessing Ice is probably trying to go to that level. And not only that, Einstein is there with them. Einstein is one of the players, and he can probably provide them with a lot of things. Maybe a lot of items that can boost their their status or something. I don't know, and help them in their technology. He can provide them a lot of materials. He can provide them with funding. He can provide them with raw materials and all that stuff. So he'll be able to help them out a lot, and it'll make it a lot more easier, I feel like, because Einstein is a player and he has a lot of extra facilities, or a lot of extra advantages compared to a normal person from this world. And he's like, yeah, and I want that day back, like the days of runesmithing, when it was good, when it was great. I want to bring that age back. And all these people being so passionate about runesmithing, they're like, yes, we want to help you out. And everyone is like, yeah, we're going to help you out. In the end, Einstein's like, oh, what an amazing feeling of accomplishment. And Albedo and not Albedo, sorry, Shaltier is just praising him. It's like, oh, Einstein, what a great speech. Now, and here is the sad portion where Gondo comes in. He's like, so yeah, the kingdom actually accepted in giving away all the runesmiths. That means that proves that, yeah, this kingdom is not going to, like, it has actually discarded runesmithing forever, and there's no place for runesmithing here, which is obviously, like, so sad for him, because this is, like, his hometown, his home place. All the people he is here with are people who he has grown up with, and, like, realizing that, oh, your kingdom is not supporting what you're doing, and has actually, like, agreed to let you go with to some other kingdom, just because you're runesmiths, like, something like that, like, he's sad that kind of shows that runesmithing is gone. They won't pursue runesmithing anymore from here onwards. Obviously they are concerned about him, the people here. That's why they're letting, like, those people go with eyes who can keep an eye on them, so that they're not getting exploited. They care about them. Obviously the kingdom cares about all these people, but they don't care about runesmithing. Like they are going to let people go with eyes to keep an eye on the people, on the dwarf, whether they are okay or not. Like, as individuals they're concerned about them, but the technology, rune technology, they probably have given up on that, which is obvious, pretty obvious here. And he's sad, obviously, like, this is the place he grew up with, all the people, and he probably, like, at a young age he probably had all of these dreams. His father was a runesmith, like, and he had all these dreams of, like, like making, like, runesmithing, like, kind of bringing it back and all that, and he had a dream of doing that in this kingdom, but he realizes that that won't be possible, because the kingdom has actually accepted Ainz's proposal. And it's a sad thing, but obviously Ainz accepts him, and Ainz is like, yeah, don't worry, like I'm going to help you out, like, you don't have to stop runesmithing. Obviously, you come to my place and I'll provide you with everything, like, you'll be able to continue doing it. And now Ainz is like, all right, all that, like, is over. Now I'm going to go a little bit on a journey, and like, like, we're going to reclaim the royal capital. Like, that's the agreement we had with your people. And later on we see Ainz and everyone, like, going towards that direction, but Gondo says that I'm going to join you. And when Ainz is like, well, no, like, we need your help, like, I can't let you die, go there and die, like, like, we need your tech, like, like, your expertise in our kingdom, so I cannot allow you going with us. But he says, like, what, like, kind of whispers to him. He says something like, where is that? There's a valuable book about rune crafting, passed down through the royal family in the royal treasury of the capital. I want to recover it no matter what. Now Ainz says, like, oh, you want me to rob your place or something, and this is, like, your kingdom, are you sure about it? And he says, like, obviously, like, like, this our kingdom has given up on runesmithing. All the runesmiths are going with you, so what are they going to do with the runesmithing book? Like, I don't think they'll miss it. And I think, like, like, us being, like, and I also agree with that. They're runesmiths, like, they're the only ones who can do something with the book. All the runesmiths are going with Ainz. What are they even going to do with that book? So it's just going to, like, like, end up collecting dust in the library or something. And maybe in the future, like, it'll be like, like, kind of kept in a museum or whatever in the Dwarven kingdom, and little children will come and they'll just look at it, and it'll just have antique value because no one can do anything with it. That will be it. Like, it's going to go to complete waste. So yeah, and they are runesmiths, and I'm pretty sure they have enough right on it as people of this country. So that's how he kind of explains it. Okay, you know what, let me read it. Read that part. What's the point of a country that's forsaken rune crafting? Keeping a book about that subject. There you go. Pretty simple. Now Ainz is like, okay, you know what, when I'll go towards the royal treasury, I'll probably have a little bit of a, like, like, a little bit of what he says, like, I'll probably become a little bit, okay, here we go, I feel like I'll suddenly get a bout of blindness when we happen to pass by the royal treasury. There you go. So basically he's like, yeah, I'll look the other way, do your job. Now when they open the, like, path, and they see, like, everyone's just all the like, like, the dead bodies and everything, they just use mass fly Ainz and just flies past everything. They fly past the bridge and everything. They see the bridge has gone down, and here is the funny part. Eins is like, oh, so someone here must have been so strong that they fought the Death Knights, destroyed the bridge at the same time. It must be some crazy person over there, And he's like, Shaltir, let me brief you on some details while we have the chance. And while all of this is happening, Aura slowly goes away a little bit and starts looking at the ground and seeing what's happening. Shaltir takes up the book. And she's like, okay, go ahead. And Eins is like, all right, here we go. We'll be going to a very dangerous area soon. I believe it to be dangerous because the enemy that can easily take down 2 of my Death Knights will be there. And Shaltir is like, so I shall fight them with my strength. No, you mustn't do that. You have to think that the action the enemy will take, what our enemy wants most is our information, a gauge of our strength. Shaltir's like, wow, no, what wisdom you have, great Eins-sama. They'll probably send out weaker opponents first to taste us, and then he's just talking about all of that, giving her strategy, because certain someone in their kingdom probably has enough strength to take down 2 of the Death Knights, So yeah, that's why Eins needs to prepare. While Aura is looking at everything, and she probably realized what the hell happened. She's like, Eins-sama, and Eins is like, a little bit later, or I'm doing a very important thing here. And he gives the rest of the speech to Shaltir, and then he's like, okay, well, what were you saying, Aura? Aura's like, nothing, it's okay, no problem. And Eins is still under the misconception that there is someone who is strong enough to defeat 2 of the Death Knights, while the truth is that they just fell down. And Shaltir is so happy because Eins is just teaching her so many new things. And yeah, now after that, they go to the 2 other dangerous areas. There's lava and everything, and they just fly over it, no problem. There was a poison filled place, and Eins just uses some kind of a poison resist or whatever on them, on the 2 humans that are here. Not humans, but elf and a dwarf. Okay, now he uses another technique here, which is wait, what was the name of it? Something Titania or something. Okay, Blade of Titania. Okay, and it's just like a little thing which is going to lead them. It kind of reminds me of in RPGs and stuff. You have the what do you call that? The marker or whatever, where you kind of mark it, and kind of there's an invisible line that pops up. And it leads you to a destination. That thing, it reminds me of. It's just going to lead you to a destination or whatever. But yeah. Now Eins is making a plan, and he's like, alright, you 2 deal with the Quagga, and I'll deal with the dragon. The Frost Dragon. And he remembers that girl before in season 1, who obviously died later on because of Clementine, and he remembers that she was going to find out more about the dragon, but then Clementine came and killed her and her team, and he's like, that was so unfortunate. And yeah, that's where it ends. So there you go, another great episode. More misunderstanding, little bits and pieces of misunderstanding we had here as well. The whole thing with the Death Knights was so funny. But yeah, they now have a stable source of rune smithing, people who are going to do the rune smithing and everything. And not only that, he also have a good relationship with this place, with the dwarven place, and he's going to also partake in trade with these people. So we it's all win-win situation. We're very what can I say, we profited a lot from this whole thing. And yeah, this is a very positive outcome of this whole expedition. And the next episode, I'm pretty sure Eins is probably going to go and just one-shot everyone. And yeah, something crazy is going to, but he'll be in the misconception that he'll be like, oh, there's someone probably who defeated 2 of my Death Knights here. He'll be in that misconception, and he'll probably be very cautious. But unfortunately, yeah, nothing that sort of thing will come, and Eins will easily just wipe the whole place clean or something. We'll see next episode. But yeah, that was it. Thank you for watching. This is my reaction to Overlord Season 4, Episode number 6. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, and comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, and I'll check them out. And that is it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Overlord. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.